Well, Marcela, it's taken me a long time to do this, but I finally got you on the Big Break interviews, and I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
No, thank you for having me, Gail.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Okay, well, first of all, let's start at the beginning since we really haven't talked to you at all. How did you come to be on the Big Break?
Well, a lot of my friends, I know about the Big Break for a long time, and a lot of my friends actually have gone through several of the shows. I never wanted to do it just because I was more focusing on my golf game, and the timing for me was never the right one. So what was it? Probably the first time I auditioned was for Big Break Ireland, and the timing was right. I could do it. It worked out well, but they didn't pick me for that one, which I'm a little bit glad because the weather was not the best.
No.
A Mexican in Ireland would have been a little bit interesting.
Yeah.
And then I tried to audition for Big Break Atlantis. I got picked. I got lucky to be in that cast, and it was a great experience.
Well, was it everything you expected it to be?
No. I didn't expect what goes behind the scenes. I'm a big fan of the show. I've always been, just because a lot of friends have gone through it. And, when you see it on TV, there's a lot of flow into it. Everybody's just going with the flow. But, what happens behind the scene, behind putting the show together, it totally caught me off guard, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet. Well, they say that the Big Break pressure is nothing like normal competition, that it's so much worse. And I wondered if you thought that. Obviously, you've been competing for many years, but you seem so calm all the time. And I'm wondering, are you feeling the pressure as much as some of the other ladies? Yes.
I definitely felt the pressure. I've been lucky and blessed enough to play a U.S. Open in 2001. And the pressure of a U.S. Open in comparison to Big Break is very different. There was more pressure on Big Break than actually teeing it off on the U.S. Open.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the difference is when you're playing golf, when you're playing competitive golf, you do have 5 hours to make up for a bad shot, or to make up bad shots. You have a lot of shots that you can actually get better and score well. On Big Break, it's just one shot, and one shot means you're safe or you're going home. And it pretty much means everything. And that's the pressure that the show pretty much plays with every player that is a contestant.
Oh, yeah. No, I hear it all the time. And none of us here watching it on television have any idea of what that's like, and we're thankful for that, too. But you've been on the Symetra Tour, the Futures Tour before that, for a number of years now. So you must have known some of the women on this Atlantis Big Break before seeing them there at the hotel. Did you know a lot of them?
I actually knew Gloriana, and I knew Anya. And the funny part was that, by December we kind of knew who was I had my call in December, and it was funny because, you cannot say anything. You're not allowed to say you're on the show. So I would see Gloriana in the events. I saw her in final stage at Q School, and I go, hey, do you hear anything? Are you in it, or what's going on? And she's like, oh, no, I'm not in it. Anya told me the same thing. So the first person I see when I land in the Bahamas and I'm stepping to this bus is Gloriana. And the only thing I said was, you're such a liar. It's just like, wait a second, you're the liar. So I knew them too. It was fun, to share that experience with them. And then I met the other eight players, and we had a great time. They're great players. They're great people, and it was a great experience.
Oh, yeah. Well, and they're great players. I mean, that's what really threw me, because I've watched a lot of Big Breaks, and sometimes the caliber of play isn't that great. But these ladies, and yourself included, obviously, are great players. So I'm wondering, when you looked at them at the beginning, the first day or two, did you pick out someone there that you thought, this is the person I need to beat? Or do you have any feel about who were the top three that you thought would be true competition for you?
Actually, after several of the challenges, I noticed the same thing. I noticed that this big break was going to be very competitive. Every single player has a good game. So I never picked my top three. I just knew I pretty much had to have my A game to beat this woman. And that's pretty much what was my strategy. I needed to step up when my time came, and I couldn't tell you, who was going to be the best competition. I just knew everybody was or is a great player.
Well, when we were watching, I think it was episode 6, and I think everybody watching was very surprised that Kelly was responsible for you ending up in elimination, and nobody would have thought Kelly could do that to you because you come across as having a much stronger game than Kelly. So I wondered when that happened to you if that changed your strategy going into future days and future competition, and if you had had a chance at that time to buy your way out of elimination, would you have done it?
It didn't change the way I thought about the game. Kelly did a great job that day. I knew her strength, which was mid-irons. She's a great ball striker when it comes to that. I think every player, got lucky that Kelly's short game was a little bit rusty, because if her short game was great at that point, she would have been, pretty much top 3. But no, it was not surprising for me. It didn't change the way I thought about the game, and the second question you said.
Oh, would you bought yourself?
Oh, yes. After seeing what the game was about, which was, if you were the leader, you could buy yourself out. I every night I would think, would I do it? Would I not do it? And to be honest, because for me, Big Break was going to be a test for me to realize if I could be playing at the highest level. For me, I've been struggling. I have, in the past, I think I became a little bit of a conservative player, and I promised myself this year that I was going to become a little more aggressive, like when I was younger. And I pretty much every night I thought, if I had the opportunity, would I buy out or not? And my answer was no. I probably would have gone through elimination. I probably would have, just continued the way I was playing. I pretty much was trying to pull the shots at the right time, and elimination is the same thing. So I probably wouldn't. I would have stepped it up and actually test myself, because that's what I wanted from the show, to test myself and see if I could handle the pressure.
Yeah, and it obviously, watching you and hearing you speak after the days were over, you seemed to really get off on the rush of the challenge, and the more challenged you were, the more pumped up you seemed to be, and so many others faced adversity and they became deflated, became tired. You seem to be the opposite. You seem to get more revved up.
Well, yeah, pretty much how I decided I was going to take the experience is I told myself, I just want to see if I can still handle the pressure. I haven't been under pressure in a long time because I haven't won a professional event. I was a very, very good junior player, a very good college player. But in my professional career, it has been a little bit, not the best, not as I will want to. And it's been a long time since I have been under pressure. So for me, it was more of, okay, this is your opportunity. It's a one in a lifetime opportunity. Test yourself. And what I wanted was that pretty much I wanted all the competitors to give me their A game because that would push me to become better. And that was the way I went in. Probably that was a good mentality for me, and it helped me through the different challenges, and it kind of showed up during the show.
Well, last night, or I guess it was Monday, we were watching Christina's putter went cold on her at the end, and Anya's did the week she was, she had that potential for eagle and ended up 3-putting to be eliminated. But, you were there in that, and you had to make that putt on the show, and I just wondered what you were thinking of standing over that,
It was pretty much like a 6-foot, 7-footer. It wasn't that easy. It was downhill. I think it was breaking a little bit from right to left, and you're over the ball, and you can have so many thoughts. But before I step onto the ball, all these thoughts of, oh my God, this means you making it to the finals. All these thoughts are coming into play. But I kind of calmed them down and kind of almost like you get in the zone or like a meditation state. And I did that. I step over the ball and I just let the feel come, for me. And I think that's what actually helped me. But before I step up to the ball, definitely a lot of thoughts of what the putt meant went through. I was fortunate that I could calm myself down and made the putt.
Yeah, no, that showed that you did have that confidence that you needed to do what you did, and you came close before the week before and didn't quite get it done, but you certainly did the other night, and it was really impressive. So congratulations on that for getting into the finale. That's just wonderful.
Thank you so much.
I think that we're going to see some surprises next week if any of the previews that we are watching on TV have anything to show to us, but I'm certainly looking forward to watching the finale when you're in it. And this has been a terrific conversation. I'm afraid I've run over my normal 10-minute limit that I usually set on these interviews. But so tell me, is there anything that you wanted to say that I didn't ask you, or anything you want to close with today to tell the people who are listening?
Well, I just want to tell everybody to not miss Big Break next Monday. It's a very interesting episode. And thank you very much for the support, and hope you like the rest of the season.
Oh, well, I'm certainly looking forward to it, and I sure hope I can look forward to talking to you again next week, Marcela. This has been a real pleasure.
Thank you so much, Gail.
Okay. Chat soon.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.